Welcome into the Bro4 Squad podcast, where our fans talk and we listen. And we will start that later because nobody actually asked for this commentary, but this was honestly just too fucking good to pass up. This is another world famous movie commentary on A Walk to Remember, which is on Netflix currently. We are paused at the 10-second mark on Netflix. Warner Brother Pictures is fully up. So while you get there, let's go around and meet the bros. I'm Matt alongside the mayor himself, Jeff Hornacek. Now, Jeff, you also had a relationship where the girl was terminally ill. Can you take us a little peek behind the curtain on that?
Actually, Matt, I meant to update you on that. Turns out she was totally fine. She just said that because she didn't want to date me anymore. So, you know how women are. She went to a lot of trouble, though, like fake doctor's visits. And I actually think she paid to have a pretend hospital built just so she could take me there and convince me of it. But at this point, I just think that I need to try to win her back.
I mean, that's any love story I've ever heard. That's basically chapter 1 and 2. So I wouldn't stop for sure.
She said, I recovered. I said, we had a funeral for you, Beth. Turns out her name wasn't even Beth, but we'll get into that later.
Okay, so for the two women that actually listen to our podcast, here's A Walk to Remember. 10-second mark on Netflix. We're pressing play in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, one of the two women isn't even my fiance. My mom listens, but I couldn't get the woman.
Yeah, my wife doesn't listen at all. So, Banner's not on this, but I'll do his part. This is from a book. So
there you go. See, that's all we need. Pandora, like the jewelry company, they probably.
Oh, or is it before they got into music? They did this movie. On screen, the director's like, what if we had, stay with me here, radio that you just play on the internet?
Go on. I have my pen and paper. I'm writing it down. This was a Nicholas Sparks, or is a Nicholas Sparks novel. Obviously, he did The Notebook and.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know it was all from the same person.
Yeah.
I haven't had my period in a couple years, so I haven't watched these types or read those type of books.
Oh, okay. So I have Horns Fun Facts makes a return tonight. Do we have the bell?
Yes.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Well, as Landon Carter drives up and all the pussies begin to dampen at home with his red sports car, Shane West, of course, who plays Landon Carter, here he is. Ladies, get in line. Single file, please have headshots and...
The sideburns and spiked hair? I mean...
And necklace outside of his shirt. Fuck. He could have taken that guy's girlfriend right then if he wanted. Anyway, Shane West loved the car he had in the movie so much that he actually bought it after filming for the low price of only $5,000.
And then he had to sell it to pay rent a couple years later. What the fuck happened to him? Like, I remember when this was out, of course, there'd be sometimes like girls in middle school would say, oh, so-and-so's in it. And I'd have no clue who that person is. But Shane West is a big name. All the chicks were like, Shane West is in this. He was casted. And he's literally in nothing else, I don't think. Besides Ocean's 11 for a brief stint.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which at the time he must have been like, dude, this is...
Rest in peace, Sean Connery. Way to bring that up.
As we're recording this, yeah, he just passed away this past weekend. So here it's a little hazing ritual where they're going to get an underclassman, and you'll see the prank they're about to play on him. But it's just kind of breaking them in, meet the neighbors, you know?
See, back in the late 90s, having pretty much an all-white popular group with one black guy is kind of like now having like a 5'10" slot receiver with 4.2 speed. Just like every team has it.
Uh-huh. For sure.
It's just you gotta check the box. I don't know.
All of these guys look like Scott Conn light, basically.
They all have the exact same. I think the barber just has. It's basically like In-N-Out Burger. Do you want a boy or a girl haircut? That's your only options. $8 or $12.
You know, one style that missed me. I think this is like Sean from Boy Meets World, but the like button-up shirt, but it's always fully unbuttoned with the undershirt on. That was a look that I always buttoned up all of my shirts.
I mean, there was a stint in my life where I'd have a wife beater on and then no buttons, but then I don't know. I didn't get as much ass as I thought. I'd only get like, 3 chicks that day instead of 15.
You have to stop doing test it, right? So you go like 1 week with it, the shirt unbuttoned,
Yeah,
See how
well, I was
many
raised in
chicks
the
you make.
north, so I just got kind of cold for a while.
It's true. It's not about your comfort, Matt. I mean, that's
So Shane West is the bad boy, of course, and I guess this kid kind of wants to join his crew. He's like, dude, all you got to do to join our crew, and just hate your parents and fuck a bunch of chicks, is just jump off that thing. That's it.
I love
Which
when
me and
people.
Jeff would be pushing him out of the way to jump off that thing first.
Yeah,
To
dude.
hang out
If
with
you
Shane.
look, if you don't want to do it, I will. I love when people in the group are like, "We all had to do it." Like, why do I fucking doubt that?
Well, we'd already know what was happening, so what we'd do is we'd be practicing on our bed, like what movie was that in prison where he kept jumping off? Was that Shawshank Redemption? Where he kept jumping off the top bunk and like bracing his legs for the fall?
I don't know if
Maybe
I've
it's
ever
something
seen
else. I
that.
can't remember what prison movie that was. That's what me and Jeff
Uh,
would be doing.
I'm not sure what state they're supposed to be in, but I do know. This is your second horns fun fact. This movie was shot in North Carolina, and actually many of the sets they used were also used to film Dawson's Creek,
I feel like
particularly.
it's somewhere down south because isn't her dad a Baptist preacher or a preacher or something?
That sounds right. Yeah. The more we watch this, the more your Landon Carter, the way his life and your life have played out.
Well, I can die peacefully knowing that every morning I wake up and I just think, how can I be more like Landon Carter today?
Well, then it's like we might as well just end it now because we've peaked. We're not on an upward trajectory anymore.
First off, my name, Matt Geiger, isn't even close to Landon Carter. Landon Carter.
Ooh.
So that's so that thing is what? A foot deep? 3
For
feet?
2, 3 feet, maybe. It's like a classic. See, Landon, what he did, Matt, was he acted like he was gonna jump, and then the fucking freshman did.
Insane.
Oh,
That's like the very first time you ever saw the third to first move and your mind just fucking exploded.
yeah,
You're
you
like,
just
what do you
took
do
off
there?
a second. He's paralyzed, but like he just wants attention, really.
If you think about it, I mean, he didn't die. He's just paralyzed. He's fine.
What we should do, especially when there's a neck injury, anyone listening at home, definitely grab and move your friend.
Grab their neck and move them a ton.
Shake them, be like, "Are you okay?"
Then ask him to look left, look right,
Like, "Look fine to me." Oh fuck, mall cop.
This honestly, the NFL though, Jeff, you play next week.
Yeah, 100. Well, I mean, the league, Matt, the league has to do their own investigation. It seemed like pretty cut and dry.
And the hit, depending on what team you're on, is either just a fine or you get kicked out of the league for good. It just kind of depends.
I mean, Matt, I know he's paralyzed on the brink of death, but dude, he is really yamming this up. Like, we get it, dude.
What if when they leave him, it's like, so am I part of the crew now? Like, yeah, I mean, sure. And we get better parking spots now because you're paralyzed.
But then, like, a few
Kind
days
of a
later,
win-win.
they come back and they're like, "Hey, dude, we talked about it, and it's just not a good look for us to have a paralyzed kid hanging out with us." You
It's
get
honestly
it, right?
not us. It's just it's the cool kids handbook. You just can't have it.
I would love to have you in the group. I would love to have you in the group. Kidding me? Especially at lunch, that'd be great. That would have been a great time on his deathbed to ask, "Am I in?" Landon's like, "Actually, this was part one. There was like a 3-part thing we had to do. This is only part one. I would love to skip you ahead to the end, but
God, look at that car. Okay, that is. I don't know if it's either a Chevelle or a Camaro. I think
whatever it is,
he's
this
like,
cop-
I'll just get in my '68 restored muscle car, red with white racing stripes. There's no way the cops will even fucking know. Oh, there they are. Shit. It's like Starsky and Hutch when he's like,
Matt.
you're undercover. You can't stick out
This thing was built to outrun cops.
and take virgin cards
Yeah, there's just a pile of panties in the
and
back.
destroy the environment. That's the 3 things it actually said on there.
Wow, this cop is so much faster than him. It's like unbelievable.
God, Landon couldn't handle the V8.
Yeah, Hemi's not built for him. Airbags didn't deploy. That's pretty cool.
He's like, damn.
What
My
if the
dad's
cop-
gonna kill me if he fucking cared.
What if the cop's like, "That's a pretty cool fucking necklace. You can go." Really? Yeah. Oh, it's on the outside of your shirt. I can't arrest you.
Atlanta's mom?
I don't know. It's a good question. She's like a wrinkly Liv Tyler.
Yeah.
What is that shirt? An asterisk?
I think it's the British flag,
That's
which is
pretty cool.
awesome. That's how you know you're indie when you have like European shirts. You've never even been to Mexico. Okay, that's Daryl Hannah, isn't it, Jeff?
Good question. Yes, it is. Daryl
Yeah,
Hannah
from
plays Cynthia
Splash that
Carter.
was married to Jackson Brown. Yes.
Splash,
That's why I
wow.
thought she was hot because she is hot. Okay.
Oh, that's why. I'm just looking at the cast list here on IMDb. There's a guy who plays Walker. I'm assuming that was the kid who got paralyzed. This is another really good 90s, early 2000s actor name. His name is Jonathan Parks Jordan. You know, the three name is like Eric Von Detten,
You got to have three names. You
Jonathan
just
Taylor
have to.
Thomas. I mean, that's pretty fucking late 90s.
The talent scouts on your couch is like, listen, Jeff, I love you, but I need another name. Like you only have two. Like,
It's
how
not
am I supposed to market that?
it's not popping your
You
name, you know
think
what I'm
girls
saying?
are gonna fucking twiddle themselves in their bedrooms to two names? Get the fuck out of here.
Look, these teeny bopper magazines, they pay us by the letter that they print. So you add a third name in there, cashing checks.
Always
So
thought Mandy Moore was hot.
me too. I think she's actually too hot for this role. But Jessica Simpson, according to IMDb, was also considered for the role of Jamie Sullivan because in
I
the
was
novel,
gonna
Jamie
ask you
Sullivan
that.
herself is a blonde.
Okay, I was gonna ask you that. I was very interested, like if Britney Spears was up, Christina Aguilera, like any of the teeny bopper girls who can sing would be great in this.
And I believe Jessica Simpson's dad was also a preacher. I could be wrong.
I thought she had some problems with her family, or I don't fucking know.
Sounds like they were jealous, if you ask me.
Is Mandy Moore the only one of those that have kind of survived? Like Britney went nuts for a while. Christina, I think, kind of went
Yeah.
crazy. Jessica Simpson like blew up, and I mean, Mandy Moore's still gorgeous. She's on a
This Is Us, yeah.
yeah, she's on a show. Yeah.
She looks great now.
What I love about these high school is I think everyone's high school, you got to admit, like there were popular girls and they were usually the prettiest, but there was always a girl that wasn't quote unquote popular that was really hot. But these movies make it seem like every chick
I
in
was
high
gonna say
school is hot.
maybe it's looking at it from my adult eyes, but like the girls you see now play or not now, but like when you go back and watch the girl in the movie who you're supposed to think is unattractive, like you could put Mandy Moore in whatever the fuck they want to put her in, she's still gonna be gorgeous. Even
Yeah.
in high school, I would have been like, dude, that chick's hot.
Now it's different where I just hate these movies where like, oh, look at her, she's not hot, like she's all that. Now it's different if you think she's pretty, but she won't put out. That's different in high school.
Totally different discussion.
Totally, this is totally different conversation. It is because it's
Um,
like, dude, she's hot. She's not gonna put out. Why would I waste my time?
wait, this is a trap. It's a trap by the principal. Oh, okay. Got it.
Is this the preacher or the principal?
The principal.
You know what those are? No.
No idea.
What if he starts like cutting up cocaine? You know what this is? Like, why do you have all this in your
And
desk?
he does the line in front of him. Did you just snort coke off your desk? I'm asking you if you know what it is.
And also, I just want to let you know before I roll this doobie, you got to get the seeds all out of there, or it'll make you sterile.
Yeah, and also pass the blunt. Don't be that guy. Matt, I always love in movies. This is like why part of the reason we started this podcast. When someone in the movie agrees to a deal that would never exist in real life, a la Gordon Bombay gets a DUI and his punishment is to work with underprivileged youth. Well, here Landon Carter will get out of jail time and he can make up all his lost credits, but, and it's a big but, Matt, he has to be in the school play.
Not only that, Jeff, but we learned a little bit. He's going to be the fucking lead, which doesn't make any goddamn sense. Okay, like, so you played basketball in high school, right?
Yes.
Imagine a kid that never played basketball that fucking raped a chick, and they're like, hey, you're going to get out of jail if you play on the basketball team. They're like, hey, Jeff, sit on the bench. This kid is going to play in front of you. Like, what the fuck, dude? Really?
And he's getting triple rewarded for it. Imagine being one of these drama nerds that was here for like 3 years, preparing for your senior year play, and Landon fucking Carter gets to be the lead instead of you because he paralyzed the kid off the water tower.
It just sounds like University of Miami football to me. Like, it makes no sense.
I'd be like, if you ask me, you're rewarding him for bad behavior and fucking over the only people who care about this.
Why does he have a security T-shirt on?
It's ironic because
Camo
he's
pants,
African
Jeff.
American.
Jesus.
Can't even see his lower body.
Can we get those back in style, please? I love those camo shorts.
Do you remember how inefficient those headphones were? They were like everyone around you could hear what you were listening to.
It was weird. So you played them down there. You didn't play them over your head, which was actually less uncomfortable.
Well, that's where society wants you to put them over the top of your head, so obviously you're not going to do that.
What's weird, those are kind of back in style now. Now, not the wire, but the big ass headphones are. Because used to, when the iPod first came out, remember those small ass headphones, which I actually hated. Because anytime working out, I wore a stocking cap just to keep them in.
Oh yeah, well that's just cool. Now Landon, the scar is magically healed, and he's even turning Belinda down, meaning it's kind of maybe he's turned a corner here. Her parents weren't home too.
Oh, damn, really? Well, you gotta get some and then just say, with your shirt off in the bed, listen, this isn't working, I don't think.
What are we doing? I just feel like it's just physical. Well, yeah, we're 17.
I forgot Daryl Hannah was in this movie, and I will not sleep ever again wondering what the hell happened to Shane West's career. Like, why wasn't... Think of all the fucking... Freddie Prinze Jr. got a ton of roles. Like, he couldn't have swapped like 2 of those. He couldn't have got... What is his agent doing?
Do you think there was just too many teeny boppers? Like, the well just dried up, you know? They were all competing for the same roles. There just weren't enough movies to go around.
I just think he was just a little bit better than Charlie Conway. I can't remember his name, like Jackson something.
Joshua Jackson.
Yeah. It did say Jeff, North Carolina School District, so they're in North Carolina.
Oh, there you go. So now he's also tutoring someone. Wasn't he about to fail out of high school?
Well, sometimes, Jeff, just because you coach doesn't mean you can play, and vice versa, I guess. I don't know. Just
like
because I can't do algebra doesn't mean I can't teach it.
I can't teach it, man. That makes no goddamn sense, Shane. Do you remember the anti-skip CD player that you had to have if you were on the bus? Because if you hit a bump and lose yourself, would restart.
God, that Walkman. I mean, remember the CD booklet you had because you didn't want to carry all the cases?
Oh, yeah. That thing was fucking awesome.
She's like, listen, if you're not going to put out, I just rather listen to this new Wallflower CD I just bought for $28 with 2 good songs on it.
Good and fucking investment.
Like, what the hell were we thinking?
Look, Jamie.
This has 1 good song. Yeah, $33. Cool. Take my money.
He's like, look, Jamie, I know we don't know each other much, but this is my Switchfoot time. Okay. So when the bus gets there, I will maybe talk to you. But right now, it's Switchfoot o'clock. And they were meant to live for something more. I say that because Switchfoot actually did the album to A Walk to Remember, and a lot of that was according to IMDb, was of the urging of Mandy Moore, who was close personal friends with the band.
Well, I actually Dare You to Move is a good song. I don't mind Switchfoot. Like, I'm not now if I'm at a party and I'm going toward the phone to play the speaker, I'm probably not going to pick Switchfoot, but they do have some good tunes.
No,
they're just chill California beach music. They're all right.
Yes, agreed.
They have their place. We'll say that.
You have exactly 1 sweater.
So when you were in 8th grade, say 6th grade, whatever, I remember watching these movies. Like, I watched this movie in theaters. Like, some girl I don't even know if you consider it dating when you're in 4th grade. But, you know, we went to it. I would, like, look at what Landon Carter wore and be like, dude, I need to buy, like, these type of clothes. And people would think, like, oh, are you, like, you know, do you like men or something? Like, no, I just want to wear what he wears because he gets chicks.
Also, you know, if you see him wearing something that you own, it's affirmation like, okay, I'm doing it right. I'm doing something right.
But going shopping around Christmas, I'd be like, dude, that's the shirt that so-and-so had in some Britney Spears fucking movie, and he banged her, so I need to buy that shirt.
Man, he really fucked up his leg. with these crutches.
We need to have a Bro Force squad on like basically the token black guy in all these fucking 90s things that gets like 2 roles and doesn't do anything else. It's kind of sad.
Have a draft. We've done the Adam Sandler movie draft and the Star Wars character draft. Do the token 90s black guy draft.
I mean, it's in every fucking movie.
I love the drama teachers in these films. Like their whole life is built around this one play at the end of each high school year.
Did you take drama?
Not when it got like more serious in high school, but I didn't mind drama at all.
I took it as a senior, because all you had to do is basically do like whose line is it anyway, and then at the end of each semester you had to do like a monologue.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Like I just said, I'm like, listen, I don't want to be in any play because I have sports and everything like that. But I fucking loved it, dude. Drama was fucking badass.
It does flex like a whole different set of skills,
And it's a different type of thing. Like, if you play sports, you do whatever, that's kind of pressure. But going up in front of your classmates and doing an impression on something when you're not drunkard and shit is actually kind of hard.
Yeah, it's true.
Now, when you're drunk like Banner, he's like, hold on, hold my shirt. I'm like, why do I need your shirt to do a Jeff Goldblum? And just hold my shirt.
It's part of the thing, okay? So Landon, I'm sure he's not taking it seriously, it's all just a joke to him. This is the kid we were talking about, Matt. I don't remember his role in this movie, but I'm guaranteeing you that's the kid who was like fucking next in line for the throne.
He's a dynasty, Jeff. His dad back in '78 played fucking Danny Zuko in Grease musical. Do you think his dad has been breeding him for this, and Shane West is just gonna come and fucking take it? Hell no.
Some people in the local Gazette said that he was better than actual Danny Zuko. Like in the film? Yeah, someone said that.
What I love about his hair is it looked like he just rolled out of a bed, but it actually took 4 people in 2 hours to get it like that.
Yeah, how much blow dryer work did it take to get?
Little mousse, little LA Looks gel.
Never hurt anybody. Mandy Moore, like obviously because she's sick, we find that out later, but they had to like paint her up so pale for this. It's a little over the top at times.
Yeah, so don't ruin it. You had me watch this movie. I think it was probably like 6 months ago, and I watched it and very much enjoyed it, but I don't remember what she's sick from. I'm gonna guess cancer, but I can't really remember. But yeah, she knows it the whole time. But she's like, falling in love was never part of the plan.
Want to make God laugh? Make plans. That necklace outside the shirt is still so clutch right there.
Necklaces aren't really a thing for guys anymore. Kind of sucks.
Yeah, we lived in the heyday of necklaces.
Seatbelt. He's like, I'm too cool for a seatbelt. I'm like, well, if we get in a fucking oncoming wreck going 80, we'll see how cool you are.
Pain don't hurt.
Do you play this game with your significant other? Like, you two probably don't like the same music, do you? Or
no, not at all. Well,
you probably meet in the middle ground a little.
She's really into country, and I like good music, so we disagree on that one.
She's into bro country. There's a difference. There's actually some decent country, but if you play Luke Bryan after 4 songs, I'm gonna probably pull a 45 down my throat.
My workaround is I'll be like, I'll put the GPS on my phone and plug it in, and then I also get to be DJ.
See, my wife will listen to like modern shit, which I kind of like because I don't ever listen to the radio when I'm in. So when she plays WAP, that's like new to me. So I'm like, oh, I like this. She's like, I've heard this too many times.
Can't be seen by his friends. That'd be fucking social suicide.
Were you ever around a girl that you kind of liked but wasn't like social enough for you or whatever, and you're like, God, she's hot and I like her, but I don't really want her my friends to see.
I don't know if that ever happened to me, to be honest. I mean, my friends weren't cool enough or perceptually cool enough to actually try and pull.
You went to a big school though. That's probably the difference too.
Yeah. Did you ever have to deal with that?
School is like a college. I mean, I've had that happen a couple times where, especially like the girls in our class, like, I mean, we went to kindergarten together and stuff, and they're like, why are you with her? I'm like, I don't know. I just kind of like her. Like, well, she's gross. And I heard she has AIDS. I'm like, who'd you hear that from? I just heard it.
I don't know why you hang out with Becca, man. She's a bitch.
Like, well, that's against HIPAA.
Why don't you like her so much? Yeah.
Do you think he doesn't even take that necklace off the shower? And his
Why
his
would
bro
you?
has a hookah shell necklace, so
Yeah, his bro is like a little bit like fashion adjacent. Like if you can't pull off the Landon Carter necklace, that's the next best thing. Oh, he's got a thumb ring too. I'm not feeling that. The hell is that?
just
He's like a fucking cellist. Get that
like
thing on.
it just seems like Maurice's just came here in a truck. It's like here's a bunch of clothes and rings and stuff. So just
Of course, him and the black guy have a handshake that involves them pantomiming smoking a joint.
I want me and Banner to have a secret handshake, just us with the pod, and then you guys just feel so jealous about it.
That sounds fun. I want in. Why is she reading a book inside of her locker?
Like, what is this? I still don't, and this is a nerdy thing. I still don't get people that read. I can't. Like, I'll read things like if it's about a golf swing or something, like paragraphs, but I don't think I could read a book.
I started getting into some reading over quarantine, and it was fun, but like I have to have so much time to do it because it doesn't relax me unless I have like
But halfway
days left.
through a good book, don't you just say, God, I can't wait for them to make this a movie so I can really enjoy it? Because that's how I felt during every book I've ever read in my life.
Yeah. I read some cool nonfiction stuff, like true crime stuff, but yeah, I'd probably prefer the documentary to it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the best stories are in books. I don't think because our movie industry right now is just kind of redoing shit. But it's just, I don't know, just sitting down, it's just, my reading comprehension has always been terrible.
So Matt, she made him promise that if she helps him with his lines, he's not going to fall in love with her.
Yeah, it's easy. Then her dad's pissed because, like, this is against Jesus. I just asked him and he said no. I'm like, well,
We were
I
just
asked him,
on
he
the
said
phone
yes.
talking about it.
One of the reasons I love this movie, and if you listen to us, you know, like I married a preacher's daughter, so this just hits home. When
That's what I was saying. You are Landon Carter.
they fight all the time about this kind of stuff. It's great.
That shirt she has looks like something Bill Murray would wear in Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah,
Or sorry, Lost in Translation.
it looks like something that Charlie Sheen would wear in Two and a Half Men. It looks like a bowling shirt.
So he's got the shirt tucked in the front, but then not in the rest of his pants.
Well, yeah, and remember belt buckles that aren't even a thing anymore?
Oh yeah. Man, those people probably thought belt buckles were never going to go away, would invest in tons of them. Now look at that fucking industry.
I remember trying my ass off to grow sideburns in sixth grade. I'm like, and my mom's like, sideburns aren't going anywhere. Don't worry. And now, like, no one has sideburns.
Classic preacher joke.
Can we bring necklaces back, Jeff? By the time this drops, do you think we could single-handedly bring necklaces back?
If we start the campaign, if we say do it for Landon Carter, I think it would get a big upswell.
Just make hats, make necklaces, get pussy again.
This is the classic dad/preacher intimidation discussion. He's like, look, I'm not even going to lie to you. Yes, if given the opportunity, I will try to fuck your daughter.
It'd be hard to be a dad of a girl just because if you have someone like him that's like, God, he's good looking, he's dangerous, I don't like him. But then if you have, you know, some pussy, you're like, dude, you're not strong enough for my daughter. It's like you got to have a good mix in there.
Yeah, the dad wants his cake and to eat it too, you know?
The best way is just not let her date.
His friend has an earring. That's like almost too edgy.
I feel so old because right now is like the coolest thing used to be in my life is just driving around listening to music with my friends.
I know, that was pretty sick. Like in the summers.
Next
then,
party
like,
we go to, let's look at Thurman and just be like, hey, you want to drive around and listen to music? Just see what he says.
Well,
Like,
the party's
why?
at my house, but yeah.
Yeah, I own a house and we have a grill. We could just stay here and do that. Like, no, let's just drive around, you know, get Sonic or something.
One thing movies do for high school kids a lot is normalize just walking into a cemetery. Like, don't do that if you're at home listening. Don't really ever do that. It's disrespectful and it's just fucking weird.
There's so many places. Like we used to go to this It was an abandoned house, and it was supposed to be haunted, so we'd get drunk and go there.
That's awesome. We would do
And
the
then
same thing, actually. I
pee
remember
in
how.
bushes and stuff, but
Not a lot of movies have the chick or the guy, like whoever is playing the less popular one, be really into astronomy that much.
So when you were 16, Jeff, were you just couldn't wait to get home and look at the stars?
I can't wait to lug this 40-pound telescope into the cemetery across the street from my house so I can look at the stars.
Is this like the only place in the whole state of North Carolina and South Carolina that like you can see this at?
Oh, now there's the "Do you believe in God" conversation. It's like, well, I just made a kid jump off a water tower and paralyzed himself.
You asked 16-year-old Geiger with his curly hair around his fucking ears and hookah shell necklace. Like, yeah, I would rather just smoke weed, eat pizza, and masturbate and go to sleep. But yeah, I guess we can look at stars.
Hey, so if you're a girl in high school who's jealous of another slut in high school, don't try to talk your guy friends out of having sex with her by saying she's trashy. That'll really just make them more interested. Oh, so you mean like it won't be much work?
Landon's like, I'm too cool to talk to you right now. I'm sorry.
All they have are sweater jokes, though. Mix it up.
And they get in a fight later, right? The guy with that looks like he's ready to go ride a bull.
Yeah, I have a pretty interesting fact when it gets to that scene. The wood paneling on this station wagon, it's like 2 trees died in the making of it. So much.
That's the worst thing when you have a cool car and you wreck it. Like, how am I supposed to get pussy in this thing?
It's like the ultimate challenge, something Barney Stinson would do.
It's honestly like, working out with a weight vest, just trying to make it harder on yourself.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's resistance training,
Yeah, it's resistance training. It's pretty much what
Dude,
it is.
I had one of these like fucking baseball shirts in high school and I loved it.
They're kind of coming back. I have a Vans one and I love it.
Yeah, they're pretty sick. Oh, now you got to, Matt, one thing we know about Landon Carter, you got to call him out on his bullshit.
It's like, so you won't talk to me in front of your friends. You just want to talk to me when no one else is around. Like, okay, so you get it.
Perfect. Okay, I was worried I was going to have to explain it to you.
I actually had the speech written out and everything.
Oh my God, look at me panicking. And it's like, you just don't understand the whole time. She goes from like the dad man romper that she had on last time to now the overalls. Oh, would you be scared of this guy?
I mean, I don't know. He's a dad. Did her mom die?
Yes.
Oh, no. God, look at that. Like blue slacks, brown belt.
The fucking what were those shirts called where they're like kind of they're like the 3D lines like his? Red Cross Stars and Planets.
Thermal?
Yes, thermals. God, thermals were fucking cool.
You're supposed to just wear them under things, not just by themselves. But
Yeah, you're
Landon's like, you know what?
Yeah, I got a better idea. All right, let's see if you can reach Luis. Otherwise, we got to call Michelle Pfeiffer from Criminal Minds.
So is Luis just like the star basketball player who's Hispanic and overweight?
Yeah, honestly. Look, let me explain it to you in something you understand, Luis.
Which is basketball for some reason.
Oh, so if I take a step towards basket, it's a right angle. That's right, Luis. 90 degrees. It's not so hard, Landon Carter. That's like tutoring scene 101. They don't understand it until you put it in like sports terms that they play.
Which makes no fucking sense at all. I hated when tutors did that. It's like, well, think of it as, think of it as a football field. I'm like, how, what? I don't understand.
Like, now you're just pissing me off. You should just fucking teach it to me. How about that? And then
I love these scenes. He's like, just says one thing. He's like, all right, now let's just shoot hoops. You got it. You're fine. You'll pass your test.
Now he's like rewriting his character a little bit. He's like, my character wouldn't say that.
I love that. Once he gets the script, it's like, listen, I think I can sink my teeth into this character a little more. If you just let me ad lib just a little bit, just take the chains off me. I like you
Yeah.
jerking them a little, but
Look, my character when he walks in, he wants to chew the scenery a little bit. Okay. Does he need a pen and a pencil?
oh yeah.
Let's see, fucking Matt Patricia, that Lions head coach, that always has a pencil on his neck.
If you're listening right now and you could get me and Jeff into a high school drama class, we will tape it and put it on pod because
My
that would be so
God.
much fucking
That'd be
fun.
incredible. So is Jamie?
We'd be so fucking dramatic and just hard to deal with. I'm just like, listen, I just don't, I need to get in character. Like, listen, you're a fucking tree. Okay?
Matt won't come out of his trailer. Well, he's gonna be tardy to class if he doesn't come out.
Well, they'd be like, listen, Geiger has a bunch of hookers and blow in there, and like he's like 4 hours late to set. And like, oh, well, we'll just do it later. No, but this is a school, so like we can't keep these kids past
Yeah,
5.
like, the kids are gone in 30 minutes, and the teacher's definitely not going to stay after school. Dude, look at this desk. It looks like a bunch of sports lockers. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
God, that's
Also,
really-
too, we talked about this in Three Ninjas movie commentary. Check it out. But these movies basically made us look at our parents like, I want that for Christmas. I want my room to look like that.
Yeah, dude. The bedrooms of kids in movies is fucking like put together my Christmas shopping list based on that.
JanSport backpack. Did you have that?
Dude, duh. I think now he's going to visit the kid who, was super dramatic when he fucking dove headfirst.
What's up, man? How you doing? I mean, I can never walk again, so better, right?
Cool. Well, I think it'd be really cool if you forgave me right now.
Just want to tell you how things are going. I, joined drama, so I don't have to do any time for, paralyzing you.
They said they'll make up all my credits if I just tutor Luis. Like, what the fuck?
It's fucking easy, yeah. He's actually pretty smart. He just doesn't know English, so I just gotta translate.
Not to make you feel bad, but pushing you off that water tower might be the best thing that's ever happened to me.
I'm also gonna take a V card from this hot ass fucking virgin chick who's really religious, so that should be fun.
You want me to sign your cast? No, I don't. Whoa, don't be mad at me, bro.
It's like, listen, man, I came here to cheer you up, but if you're just gonna be down on yourself, I don't know if you're ever gonna make it.
Now he tells him he should have belly flopped. Gee, that's good. Give the guy advice as he's laid up in the hospital bed.
I forgot he was paralyzed. I thought he just like broke his legs. Like he can never walk again.
Yeah, I don't exactly. Maybe he's not paralyzed, but I know like
I thought he was paralyzed. I don't know.
I think this is the last time we see him. So
yeah, because honestly, he really doesn't matter in the scheme of the story. Even though, I mean,
plot device.
this guy Don Draper. Oh yeah, so Shane West slicks back his hair here and looks even more hot.
Daryl Hannah's there front row. Dude, every single dad would be trying to make a pass at Daryl Hannah.
So what happened to his dad?
He went out for a pack of cigarettes. He'll be back.
Or is he Jackson Brown and beat the shit out of Daryl Hannah and they just kind of divorced probably? Allegedly.
I actually don't think they mention his dad, or if they do,
You should ask your mom about that because my mom loves Jackson Brown and she'll still say, I don't think he ever did that. I think she made it all up.
Oh my god.
She like loves Jackson Brown.
See, I'm supposed to believe
Good
this chick's not
night.
attractive.
Wow.
Like, who are we kidding? What a nerd. Even her dad's like, holy shit.
Oh my God. There's
What have
no
I
way.
created? I like her with the curly hair.
She has hair.
The black guy's like, wow, all it took to hide this was a fucking green sweater. Yeah,
She's probably thinking, no, her dad's a bachelor preacher. There's no way I got a shot.
yeah. Got a lot of things working against me here.
In North Carolina, yeah, there's no way. Maybe out west.
Yeah, I'd be distracted too. How does the preacher
Like,
know
is
that
this
that's not his
acting, or are
line?
they like having sex on screen?
I don't even know what the play is, but he's like, I don't write the script. Script writes me. Oh yeah, I forgot she's a singer because obviously she's Mandy Moore.
And her song was Candy, and that was it, right? I'll be missing you like candy. That was like her big
I thought it
hit.
was I Want Candy.
No, that's.
I want candy.
I think it's just like I've been missing you like candy. I'll look it up.
I don't remember, honestly. I do know that she, of all the names we mentioned earlier, she definitely was, I don't want to say the least successful, but she probably had the shortest singing career of like Britney, Christina, Jessica Simpson, all those people.
I typed in Mandy Moore songs and Google just asked me, "Are you registered to vote?" Hold on one second. Um, Mandy Moore crush, just a crush, and yeah, missing you like candy.
Yeah, I
She
don't.
was blonde. Yeah. I think everyone had to be blonde because they're like, you got to be the next Britney.
Yeah, that was definitely like your PR agent. It was the first thing he asked you to do. But it was a rat race for them too, man. They were all trying to get all except for Christina. They all tried to get into movie roles. Also,
So Britney did Drive Me Crazy, the one with John Goodman.
and Crossroads.
Crossroads is the one. Yes, Crossroads, sorry. And then Christina did Burlesque.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
right.
actually a pretty good movie.
That's what I've
With
heard.
Cher.
Cher and Kristen Bell is in it.
Yeah.
Stanley Tucci. Then Jessica Simpson obviously did Employee of the Month and Dukes of Hazzard.
Deuces of Hazzard, which actually I like both of those movies.
I think Employee of the Month is like a big time sleeper comedy.
It's a hit gem. Andy Dick in it, like it's really funny actually.
And I love Dax Shepard as the douchebag.
Oh yeah. And the dude who's Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite's
Right.
like his Dwight.
Who's like obsessed with buying his like Honda Civic the whole movie. So she's just still singing.
That's what women do. You're ready to have sex and they're just like on chorus 4.
He's like, that's great. I think we got it. I think we nailed it in the first take. This is why I couldn't be an actor. Like, what is he supposed to do the whole time she's singing?
Just look at her, I guess.
All right.
Easy to do.
Hey,
It's
I don't
weird.
want to.
High school's so fucking weird, man, because like you date somebody and one person's ready to have sex and the other person's not, or blah blah. College is just easier because everyone's there for sex. That's the only reason people go to college.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Look at this artistic directing here, Matt. We're gonna fade in one shot, fade out the other, swivel the camera. Let's go close up there. I'm getting Selena vibes right here.
This for her was so huge because a Walk to Remember, and I don't know if you remember this, but I think this is maybe 5th, 6th grade for us. Don't you remember every girl having this book?
Oh yeah, and the cover was the movie poster.
Yes, I remember every girl having this fucking book, and it's similar to in college with the Twilight books. But when this movie came out, because it wasn't very long after the book came out.
I don't think he was supposed to do that.
Jeff, Landon Carter doesn't do what he's supposed to fucking. Landon Carter, he's his own fucking drummer. All right?
She's like, that wasn't in the script. He's like, oh, the script is more than just what's on the page. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
That old guy's like, that was a good scene. He's like, he wasn't supposed to kiss her. And I'm like, oh.
Because her dad's probably been rehearsing with her like a nerd. Of course, Joel Hannah's like, that was great. I loved the kiss. The preacher's like, well, he's going to hell for it.
Preacher might want to date Daryl Hannah. She's still looking pretty good.
He had to change back into his thermal for the after party,
Yeah.
obviously.
That kid's like, yeah, man, I'm glad you got the lead instead of me, who's been working my whole life for this one moment.
That kid's like, yeah, my dad was going to come, but he told me to call him if I ever play sports instead.
He's like, we only do this play every other year, and I'm a junior, so next year is going to be a food drive.
Oh, so this is his dad who... Oh man, dude, 90s and early 2000s movies were full of burns on dads who walked out. He's like, "Don't walk away," and he goes, "You taught me how." Kind of.
Who has a suit and tie who probably just worked too much to give him too much money. That's like his only
Also,
bad
are we
thing.
supposed to believe his dad's a front runner because he shows up when his kids in the fucking school play?
Look at that
Like,
cut off fleece. Jeez, that's actually in style now.
he's bringing the vest back too.
It never went anywhere.
Just waiting on ice. Oh, I have a fun fact for this scene, I think. Okay, I have another issue with school lunches in movies, okay?
Please.
Did you ever in school, did they just hand you like a fucking whole apple and be like, take this?
No, and it also in maybe you can speak to this because you went to a really nice big high school, but it wasn't buffet style. It just basically was two options, wasn't it?
Ours, we had actually like really, we did not have the capability for like many students to eat on campus, so they gave us off-campus lunch. So our selection was pretty limited too. It was
So
mostly
what,
like
did you just go to
cold food.
McDonald's?
No, well, I lived close enough to where I would just drive home at lunch and like
Oh,
eat
wow.
something there. Yeah. But ours was a lot like cold lunches, which would be like wrapped sandwiches and stuff.
Okay. Ours was cooked, but I mean, it'd be chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes, or you'd have like taco salad. You
Yeah, dude,
just pick.
they can't have everybody just going up and down. You know how much fucking food they'd
But a
have
lot
to.
of these, it seemed like a fucking golden corral. Like, hey, we cooked a bunch of stuff. Just pick what you want. And
Yeah.
that's not true.
Oh, here we go. He made a promise.
It's like, listen, if you're pissed about me breaking promises, like this relationship's not going anywhere.
Is this because I fucked Belinda after the play? What?
What?
You fucked Belinda? No, that's not what I said. I
I
said
was asking you if you thought that's
if you
what this
thought
was
because of the way
about.
you're acting is like she let me raw dog her after the play. That's not what happened, but that's what I want to clarify.
So he's restoring his car that he totally fucking wrecked. So we believe that Shane West in this can restore a 68 car that. Yeah, okay.
Every once in a while, I like to purposely crash my car and through a retaining wall just so then I can fix it for the next 6 months. Do you remember boom boxes?
Missy Elliott? Fuck yeah.
We need to bring those back.
We basically still have them. It's just like Beats Pills now.
I know it's not as cool as putting in on the CD, going to track 6. The patience we used to have with songs, fuck.
Instead of shutting down the whole economy, what they should have done is just made people listen to CDs and boomboxes again. We would have fucking eaten
Exactly.
ourselves alive.
Exactly.
Like, so you want me to pick one band and one album that only has
Dude,
3 good
or
songs
like a
on it?
cassette tape where you have to just like guess and fast forward till you find the song.
You're like, shit. Like, oh, I got a fat. Like, oh, I went too far. I'm gonna have to listen to 8 minutes of this song because I'll go over it.
Fuck, you know what? It's actually on the B side now that I think about it. One thing too that this is like mainly a thing in sitcoms, but in the mid to late 90s, and his friend just did it with that Coca-Cola. People would just walk into people's houses and like take food and drinks
Oh yeah,
fridge. It was just fair game.
that was such a '90s next door neighbor Steve Urkel or the Cody guy from Step by Step thing to do.
No, just walk in, fucking open the fridge. Like,
Make
what are
a
you doing?
sandwich.
We spent $100 on groceries today. Don't eat anything in there. Did you ever date a girl with a porch swing?
Yeah.
Great place to just sit down and talk after a date. It's gonna happen.
You got to do some porch swing time if you want to get laid.
100%.
Put it in. So where do you think we're gonna be in 10 years? I'm like, well, I'll be in college. You're not going to the same college, and
So obviously we'll be together. We're gonna make this
probably
work.
be in a line to get tested for the clap. I don't know.
Yeah, what day of the week is it? Later, Reverend. Would have been really cool if he called him like Chief.
Yeah, I bought your daughter a blouse so I can fucking. I already learned how to unbutton it. If you know what I mean. Fucking gives him a wink.
We got a little home field advantage, I know where the power alleys are. This ballpark.
There's a hump in center field with a flagpole. I know how to run up it.
God, how was that ever allowed? That was
Why?
so.
Why? Like that makes. Why don't we put a moat in left field that you got to jump
The
over
flagpole
with
literally
alligators in it?
in the field of play.
Makes no fucking sense.
And I thought it was a good idea to move Craig Biggio from second base to center field one year. Also, if you really want your daughter to be turned on by a certain guy, tell her that that's the only guy she can't date.
Yeah, he's terrible. He's bad news. He's dangerous. I'm like, I kind of want
So
that.
when are we going to get to the bad stuff about him? Because that all sounds fucking awesome.
How do I get through to these kids?
How do I reach these kids?
This actor's so good too. He just plays the dopey 90s dad or whatever. So how did they get Daryl Hannah for this? This is how big this book was. Why should she do this role?
I don't know. She's
Fucking
perfectly
Kill Bill. Like what?
Yeah. That must have been right around this time, right? The first one?
Probably, yeah. God, I want his. That's a dog tag like type necklace. God, that's so.
So did they get into his dad anymore? He just like shows up at the play. He's like, fuck you. Maybe that was one of those things that was
He
in the
couldn't have
book.
went too far. He still lives in the town. I don't understand.
And honestly, again, they act like him coming back when his son's in the play is like, oh, now that I'm successful, you want to be here? Like, dude, it's a high school play. Let's relax.
God, I wish the wife beater fucking look like the wife beater just with the unbuttoned shirt. I wish that would come back.
All right, so here's a big fun fact about this prank they're playing with Jamie's picture here that they're passing around the school after they Photoshop it. So, according to IMDb, the movie originally had intended for a PG-13 rating, which included a naked version of the picture that featured Jamie's head and a model's body. The copy that is actually shown in the film is the only one that was edited to show her with clothes. All the copies that the characters in the cafeteria have are the naked versions.
And I'm guessing it was a naked version in the book. I'm guessing.
Yeah, it had to be.
That's
right?
why, yeah.
So
Which honestly, like, I don't know, high school kids are dumb, but like when you just see that, you're like, that's not me. And if it, I mean, okay, you take a picture of me and put it on like fucking, I don't know, like Chris Hemsworth body from Thor, I'd be like, oh, cool. Like that ain't me.
me
If you want to believe it, awesome.
Yeah, but here, like the photo, I mean, they all have the naked one, I guess, but the real one doesn't even look like her. Like it's clearly a joke. Like if you want to crop my head onto like Danny DeVito's body, like I guess. Like I really don't even get what.
I mean, it's high school. I don't know. People are.
But it's just confusing to me. I'd be like, okay.
What was the most embarrassing thing that happened to you in high school?
I gave blood, and like I got up to walk away, and I like passed out in the middle of the hallway.
Which, when you think about it now that you're, it's not that embarrassing. It's just like.
No, but it was like a movie in the sense that like I literally remembered waking up with like 5 people huddled over me, and I don't know how I got there.
This is where he's had enough. He's like, listen, your Joe Exotic shirt, which is like, what does that mean? You'll get it in a couple of years, but just hear me out.
It's like also you took that from my house. Their friendship is hanging by a thread right here, and that right hook might do it. Oh, you can't even knock him out with that? This guy's got a pretty cool watch on. We are through. Were they dating?
It's like, are you okay? Can we still like, do that thing we didn't? Okay, let's go.
Why is he a chicken shit?
He punched him and he didn't do anything back. He just kind of shoved some nerd out of the way.
Yeah, wouldn't that make you the pussy? That is one thing bullies do, though. It's really cool. They like freak out on their number one henchman. The car's back, meaning the pants are coming off.
It's got to be. He's so close, but he needs something to put it over the top.
Do you think Jamie lost a bet with someone, so she has to wear green only?
I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, the car is like, the Chiefs getting Le'Veon Bell. It's the missing piece. I mean, you just want to make sure you get back
Right.
to the Super Bowl.
It's really not fair at this point.
She looks so young there, but I mean, I'm not saying she looks old. She doesn't really age, Mandy Moore.
No.
I mean, anyone looks young if you have bangs and a ponytail.
Right. She's like, I can't go to the dance. Like, because of God? It's like, well, that's not really...
Ooh, because of God and everything.
Oh,
That's...
God and everything. Practicing his sermon. Got to get it right. This church sucks, dude.
It is weird how, like, preachers... It's the same Bible they've been preaching for 40 years, but it is an art how they can relate it to what's going on in the world, like on some of them. God, Shane West in a church. It's awesome.
I think the church is that AstroTurf or like field turf?
Well, yeah, whenever they're done, they put it down and, they play, hill in and out, infield, outfield.
Well, fungo. There's a fucking sewer drain in the middle of the aisle. Look at this thing.
Yeah, that's for all the money that falls out of the collection plate, so they get it all.
That's just smart, yeah. He's like, sir, before you say I can't date your daughter, I'm not sure if you realize my necklace is on the outside of my shirt. Oh, well, I didn't...
He's like, I'm finally starting to notice that.
He's like, oh, Jamie, I didn't recognize you without 7 different pieces of green clothing on.
What a nice place to take someone in high school. This is like where we take our wives for our anniversary dinner.
What if Jamie's like, oh, this place is really nice. Like, oh, well, we're going to dine and dash, so don't worry about that. Order whatever you want.
Yeah. It's actually part of my parole that I eat here, so.
Yeah, they have a lot of ex-cons in the kitchen. So.
Yeah.
This guy looks like one of those managers that would come by way too often during the meal to ask, is everything tasty?
How was everything, folks?
We haven't got our food yet, but thanks.
Did our waiter tell you about our cheesecake that's on special?
We already ordered, dude. We already ordered. Okay.
I'm just telling you, save room. It's good. Okay.
Yeah, he's asking so that just so he can get mad at the waiter. Did they mention the specials? Twice. They mentioned it twice? I don't... Sure, dude. Like...
That is middle manager. Like before the shift, he's like, listen, whoever sells 10 cheesecakes today gets this gift card to here to eat.
To this place. Like, why do we even need the fucking gift card?
Like,
what I'm going to do is I'm going to
pin I hate this place. I don't want to come here while my time off.
I'm going to pin this up on the wall so we can all see it as we work today. That'll be a little motivation for us. What if she says, let's go?
Nice. Everyone up there is 70. Like, they're like, yeah, we go out one time a year into this place. And this guy is like, this is my 5th date with this chick.
That dance floor is like 3 feet off the ground. That old couple by the corner better be careful because if one of them takes a tumble, that might be it.
Don't worry, Jeff. Gary just got a brand new hip 6 months ago, so he's good. So
take her for a spin.
Fucking, you could shoot a buckshot through that thing and you can fucking walk away from it.
It'd be funny if they got up there and Jamie just starts like popping that pussy on land and just grinding.
Does the wop all over.
Grinding.
Gotta get out a broom.
He's like, what the fuck kind of freak are you? I don't know. It's something about Cardi B that turns me into this person.
Wouldn't it be awesome if they redid this movie and Cardi B was Jamie?
Jesus. This director loves the fade in, fade out shot.
I really want to try to do a Cardi B impersonation. She has a really unique accent, but I don't think I can do it, so I'm just not going to do it. Sometimes you got to be Banner and just know when to say no to impersonations.
Banner's like, I can do a Cardi B impression. I mean, it'll sound like a Jamaican man, but...
The only thing, last Christmas, she had one at Old Navy. He's like, it's not a sweater. Like, the way she says stuff is so cool.
This is like, Nicholas Sparks obviously wrote The Notebook, but this is very much like the scene where they lay down in the middle of the road, right?
This is the stupidest fucking thing ever, but it works on every chick.
I know.
Does that make sense?
Dumb shit like this, where it's like, Wow, you're so interesting that like you know this place.
Like, you know how state lines work. He's like, so over here, you can be a virgin and whatever, but over here we could have sex and no one would know because it's a different state. And actually, it's illegal over here too. I looked it
Yeah,
up.
because you're 17, right? Okay, that's weird because across this state line in Virginia, that's the age of consent.
Why didn't you just drive to South Carolina? It's way closer. See, I knew you'd ask that, but South Carolina's legal age is like fucking 20 or something. That's why we drove
Also,
to Virginia.
I have priors in South Carolina, so that's the other reason. But yes, I figured you wouldn't ask that.
God, she's pulling down half her shirt.
He hasn't seen her shoulder in so long as she wears exclusively sweaters, so this is basically like her being nude.
She's put it on her lower back. That's where most of the chicks get them.
Might as
So
well
I'm
be
told.
bullseye.
And Shane West, he's like, yeah, I want mine on my tricep, and I want it something, like in Chinese.
Also, I'm thinking of getting for realsies barbed wire on this one.
Have you seen that Sam Adams commercial? Your cousin from Boston, and he's just like, it means whatever. I think like, he doesn't even know his tattoo.
Oh, this is evolving into something else.
I really don't get how this is so sad. It's a fucking like kids get these at carnivals.
I mean, when you're a horny teenager, you'll turn anything into like.
It's true. It's like I don't even know if Jesus is cool with this, even though it'll wash off tomorrow.
God needs to look away because we're about to get freaky.
God, the wife beater with the unbuttoned shirt
I
was
know.
just so prevalent in this movie.
It's their bread and butter play, man. I mean, what are you not going to give Emmitt Smith the ball 30 times?
I mean, talk about stocks, Jeff. Wife beaters were, supply and demand red hot. Now
I mean,
you
I
can't
can
even
see
give away.
guys like during the pandemic when people would fucking stock up on hand sanitizer and TP in the late 90s, early 2000s. I bet guys had storage sheds just full of wife beaters and thermals.
Because every single fucking music video you saw, they had a wife beater.
No. Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
Like I'm thinking, like Ja Rule always had them on. Nelly had them on.
Usher, when he
Usher.
actually had a shirt on.
Yeah.
I might be bad at it. It's all right.
Yeah.
That's not possible. Well, it's possible.
It's possible, but it's better than what we're doing now, so it doesn't really matter.
He's like, you might be bad at a hand job too, but there's only one way to get better. They've already kissed though in the play, so I don't really feel this as much as I should.
Yeah, I guess she was so deep into character she didn't even remember.
Because you actually didn't kiss Jamie, you kissed Annabelle. Oh, we're gonna do that?
She can actually act pretty well.
She's a really good actor, yeah.
And Shane West isn't bad either. Like this isn't like terrible.
No, man, I really don't know like what the like differentiation is between like him and Freddie Prinze Jr. I bet if you asked most girls, they'd say he's just as, if not more attractive, Shane West.
Now
Right?
Freddie, I like in Summer Catch, I liked him. I think he was more like he needs to do like funny rom-coms, but and She's All That and that stuff, I thought he was like way overacting. I just didn't really buy him that much.
So did he take her home last night or what?
Gentleman never tells, Jeff. But yeah, I fucked her brains out.
Yeah, and I told every guy at school. What? That kind of seems contradictory.
God, the chain.
Dude. And the belt buckle. Like, my God.
And the shirts with like the rims on the neck and the sleeves. Jesus Christ.
I do remember those, yeah. It'd make your biceps feel so fucking big.
If you trust your daughter that she's going to abide by the good book, what do you care?
Oh, God.
Because he paralyzed a guy?
Dude, that kid should have belly flopped. Shane already told you.
you paralyze one kid, and now like what am I supposed to stop dating? It makes
Yeah,
no sense.
one me. Look, I paid my time. I was in the school play. Jesus, what do you want to fucking punish me forever?
As a parent, I bet there's nothing more infuriating than like seeing your daughter just date someone that you despise. Like you're just, which is insane because it just makes them want to do it more. It's like, Daddy, you just don't understand. He's good looking.
And he makes the most fire mix CDs.
She's like, I love him. Okay, I feel this movie though, like I hate when they kind of rush the love stuff. I'm not feeling it quite yet.
Yeah, and but it is true though. Like when you're in high school, everything is amplified, right? Like you think this is like because everything you feel is for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is love, definitely. Well, no, maybe you just got your dick touched one time. It's love. Like Dale and
I
Step
mean, I remember
Brothers.
telling girls that I loved them in eighth grade, and every time they called me, I rolled my eyes. I'm like, I don't want to talk to this person for 2 hours, which is probably love. But, hey, what did I know?
I was in love once. We met in a truck stop bathroom.
I don't think that's love, but keep going.
Damn it. He doesn't even fight it. He's like, fuck.
Her name was Susan or I don't know, something weird.
When he says something weird, I'm like, Susan's not weird. It's a normal name.
He brought a thermos and
Better be spiked hot chocolate. I mean, Landon Carter better not have gone soft on us.
look, I bought a sleeping bag. Just in case we get dozy. Like, okay.
I saw you yawn in the car. Don't lie.
You only bought one? Oh yeah, yeah. The other one must have lost it. Share this one, I guess.
Second,
I got the other one.
So we can do hand stuff underneath it. I mean, you can lay on it. What was the first thing you said?
Of course I brought two. After we have sex, I don't want you sleeping in mine. I like to spread out.
You don't like to be touched afterwards. Oh, he like bought her a star. That's right.
He bought her a star?
Yeah, there's this. It's still a thing now, but there's some. You can like buy a star for someone, and they'll like claim that you own it as a gift. It's fucking stupid, but
so like 18,000 people own the same star, pretty much.
Matt, don't be so cynical, please. They wouldn't do.
How much do you think that costs?
Make money.
I'm gonna look that up because that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, but it's about to work.
I didn't say it would work, but I'm just saying.
I didn't say you are crazy, Brooke. I said you're starting to sound crazy. Oh, now she tells Landon she loves him. I will say one thing about this movie. I think the reason that I do kind of buy their relationship is really the whole movie is them two. Like they meet pretty early.
It says you can do it for about $100. I guess, that's not too bad.
I mean, it's still fucking rip off because it's not real.
I mean, it's a rip off, but that's a night out, sure.
Actually, Matt, I'd rather you take me to Dave and Buster's and don't ever buy me a star. Just fucking spend that money on something else.
Date a skanky chick, take her to a fucking movie, and you'll save the rest $75 to go buy something cool. Probably a Plan B pill the next morning.
That's a much better investment, I think.
Did he sleep in the graveyard all night? Her dad's gonna be pissed.
Daryl Hannah with the glasses, okay. Great place to do bills out in the windy fucking courtyard on your.
I mean, I can see Shane West dating Daryl Hannah, so she's they need to have a different person in this character, I think.
I really don't remember. Like that might be all we get of his dad. Just one fuck you moment at the play. Just cut that out of the movie entirely, right? We don't need that.
I just want to know, how did he walk out? And when a dad walks out, why would he go see a play his son's in that he basically was made to be in?
It sounds like their parents just split up, and he's
it just sounds like they got divorced.
He's like, I didn't abandon you. I see you every other weekend, and I have for the last 10 years.
I'm paying for your fucking college, like it's already done.
Talking about, I got you that car last Christmas
that you wrecked, and I'm paying fucking damages so you can try to put it back together.
What is this? Like his bucket list?
Daryl and Hannah have work done,
Has to have, right? The lips look like there's something has happened there.
which is fine. We support that on this pod.
Whatever you got to do to feel better about yourself. He just like made up those goals after he met her. It says here, become an apostle. I don't think you know what that is. I read it in a book, and so I want to do it.
I know what book you read it in, but do you know what it is?
It's the guys who fight with the King Arthur, right? Sure. Oh, there's Belinda.
Uh-oh.
She's really can't be taken this well, right? But you know what happened now, for real? The other popular kids would see Shane with Jamie, and then one of them finally, the black guy already came to the realization, but they'd be like, dude, is Jamie actually fucking hot? And then it would change everything.
What's great is this would never happen in real life. There's no way a guy would just leave all of his friends in the popular group just to date a chick. There's just no way. Not in high school.
Right.
Now in college, you might be around the bros and you'll be like, hey man, I'm gonna hang out with the chick tonight. You might get shit, but I'm like, well, she's hot and you guys aren't, so I'm gonna go hang out with her. Is this where she tells her she's dying?
Yeah, why are you laughing, you asshole?
Because it's like, dude, I just left the popular crowd. Do you know how long that took me to get in? And you're just gonna say you're gonna kick the bucket in a couple months? What the fuck, Jamie?
Well, and then it's like, I mean, this could be my out.
As Chaz Reinhold said, there's nothing hornier than a funeral. Wedding crashers.
But this is what her dad was referring to. He was like, you need to tell him before shit gets real. This is actually really good acting.
For her, yeah, Shane West is lagging a little bit because he's doing like, maybe if I just do a serious look and kind of like be mad, but she can act. Like, she is really good.
Yeah, this is tough. She's like, now I have something that I have to lose, and I have to leave.
Like, you probably shouldn't run if you're deathly sick. Anyway, she's gone.
She heard me though, I'm sure. That was the Switchfoot song. You hear? Can you see the subtitles with it?
Yeah.
You hear the song? This is "Dare You to Move." Okay.
Yeah, it's a great song.
He's just got to fucking figure shit out in his car at night.
He's probably gonna drive to a different town, and some hot chicks are like, "Nice car." He's like, "Yeah, you want to get in?" And he's gonna forget all about her.
Dude, the story of your girlfriend having leukemia would probably work. Oh yeah, okay. This is his dad. I remember this. His dad has a pretty good life.
Big titted blonde bitch, big house.
I don't
New
like
car.
I don't like when someone rings a doorbell and then they knock 1 second later. Like I'm literally not standing by the door waiting for
It's
someone
like,
to ring.
Shane, it's 4 a.m. Like, I'm not by the doorway. He's like, you're never there for me. I was like, I literally
That's
just
what he
woke
says here.
up.
His dad gets up at 4 a.m. He's like, what the fuck's up? Sleeping in a polo shirt?
That's when you know you're rich. It's a $45 shirt, Jeff. He's sleeping in it.
Oh, this part's ridiculous. My girlfriend has cancer. I need you to come see her right now. He's like, it's 4 a.m. He's like, I hate you, Dad.
He's a doctor too, right?
Yeah.
It's like, Shane, listen, it's 1998. We don't know the cure for cancer. And guess what? 2020, we're going to be farther from it. So I don't know what to tell you.
All his dad said was, yeah, Matt, you called it. All his dad said was, I need to talk to her doctor about her case. He's like, you know what? Forget it. Like, I think that's very reasonable.
Yeah.
What do you want me to tell you right now? I can cure her cancer. I don't even fucking know what she looks like.
She has cancer. Okay. Didn't even ask what kind. Okay. You want me to cure it now, or can I, bang this blonde behind you and get some sleep?
Yeah, can I take a piss real quick and put some shoes on?
Cancer ain't going anywhere, Shane. It'll be there tomorrow.
Well, I mean, she might not be, but I see what you're saying. It seems like he just wanted to get pissed off at his dad at 4 a.m. His
Carry
dad's
on. I
like,
got a pistol.
his dad's like, Shane, have you been drinking? Shane's like, no. And his dad's like, well, why not? It's a fucking Friday night, kid. Come on in. This is a weird look now. He's going from like, oh man, I'm really upset. How do I cope with this? To now like, I know how to kill Batman. And Gotham will be mine. On a more serious note, though, like this is where Shane West, I actually think, earns his money, earns his paycheck for this movie. And now you kind of get like Jamie isn't just some quirky girl in high school who's like averse to being socially popular. Like she has been living her life the way she has because she has this disease that she has to deal with. This guy, I think, reasonably, Landon is like, dude, get the fuck out of here. You wanted to bang. You were making fun of her 10 minutes ago, and now you.
Hey, check your phone real quick.
Okay. So obviously throwing rocks in the lake would be a better way to deal with your emotions. They still do the handshake though,
Yeah.
even if your girlfriend has leukemia. So I guess was he not supposed to tell anyone that she was sick and he did? Or is he just bringing all these flowers?
I mean, chicks like flowers. I don't. I don't know. Um, I I think her dad knows. He knows. A lot of people are gonna know when she's like not around anymore. So this must have been before chemo.
They probably had it, but leukemia is
Oh,
a
it's
cancer that's
leukemia. Okay.
yeah, it's like it's in your bones, so
Yeah.
radiation really doesn't. It's like, hey, I see you got the sweater I sent you.
I'm just saying, like everyone's just counting their chickens. Like, yeah, it should be any day now. And like, some doctors like, there's like other remedies we could take. You just don't have to
What if
die.
Jamie's like, actually, I was kind of planning on fighting it. Like, oh, so I thought you were just gonna
Oh,
pack.
okay.
Hi.
Yeah. So you're gonna do the hippie way. All right. Well,
Well,
that could work too, I guess.
yeah, no, I mean, good for you. We all, have ambitious goals. I wanted to be a T-Rex when I was a kid. So what? I'm trying to fight this disease.
Dad, how's that even possible?
You could never be a dinosaur. You're human.
I mean, he's got to think, what does he have? So his girlfriend's going to die who he loves. It sucks, man. I mean, that's bad. But he's still got an awesome car. You got awesome hair with sideburns. You're in high school. I mean, you haven't even went to college yet to see all these other chicks that are just as hot as Mandy Moore, that are way more, experienced sexually. There's a whole new world that's going to open up to you. And you have an awesome story to tell, drunker and shit on a couch in some fucking frat party that you're like, hey, I was in love once and then she died.
Also, like, let's say let's say this thing is real, which I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, even if she's super sick, you still probably could get like 6 months out of this. But it is pretty honorable, and it shows his character's growth that he's not just like peace, you know.
Peace. Would that be awesome if she's like, I'm sick of leukemia, I'm gonna die? It's like peace, and then just the credits roll. You're like, yeah, that was a good.
The Ted
Good chick.
Mosby
That was a good
break.
flick. Yeah.
The Ted Mosby breakup line. So let's just call it a day.
I mean, they're doing their best, but I mean, she doesn't look sick at all. She looks great. Does she lose her hair?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I mean, that would really drive it home. Even though I don't even know if leukemia. I think every form of cancer you lose your hair, but that's just if you do chemo. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna. I just
You
know
can Google that probably.
I know leukemia is one of the roughest ones, though. The fade in, fade out shots. I mean, the guy's beating it to death, right? Like Jesus.
This is like the same thing in high school when you find a chick who like is game to have sex with you and do stuff, and then she's like, "Hey, I'm moving to a different town." And you're like, "Good God, why?"
So I wonder if the jerks at the school are still assholes to her.
And she might get the dead sympathy card. I don't know.
Like, I used to put a guitar in the back of this thing. Now it's fucking telescopes. God, the fucking what are those lights called on the top of the truck? Those were bad.
Headers, I think.
Those were cool. How do you even turn those on?
They just stay on. That's how cool they are.
Don't you not worry about that, all right? If you have to ask, then
Yeah, you don't need the keys to this truck. So you gotta ask.
I can't even sell this thing to you now. I was gonna pay you cash for it today.
Does everything in this movie happen in a graveyard? Is there like any other place we can go?
Matt,
Like a drive-in?
We could only get the permits to film 2 places, okay?
How do you feel like I can't remember what that gravestone said, like Harrison. How do you think they feel? Like it's my grandma's grave. Can you guys like film anywhere else?
Yeah, and what an honor it was for her to be in it. That guy was a captain. I've seen him down here like one time in 10 years, and he was sitting right here in this chair.
This is Shane's Super Bowl. He's like, listen, thought I was gonna take my time with this really religious chick, but I got to kick this into gear because we only got about 2 weeks here.
Mm-hmm. We have to get 3 months worth of me hitting on her into 3 nights, basically. And I already bought her a star, so budget-wise, oh shit, I forgot about this. Dude, that would be the worst feeling. Like every time something like this happens, you're like, well, is she gonna die today? Like, I don't know.
He's like, but the thing I was building isn't right. So, I mean, she can't die right now.
I think the guy at Lowe's overcharged me for the plywood, so I need to go back there and talk to him.
They remade this. The nurse would have a nasal, so you got to do the COVID test. Like, but I'm going to die tomorrow. Well, we all have to be safe. So open up.
So, is her dad? Did they explain what happened to her mom? Did her mom have this disease too? I feel like that might.
I think so. I think it's hereditary. Is that the right word?
Yeah, I believe so.
And this isn't right either. So, unless you're having like a baby or something, like you can't sleep in the hospital with them.
Especially if you're not in, like her family or anything. Even
if you're her dad, you can't sleep in there. There's like visiting hours. Unless you had a baby.
The doctor's like, sir, you have to leave. Oh no, we were in a high school play together. Oh
yeah, we're high school. We're dating. Well, cool.
All right, my fault. Yeah, then you could stay. No, get the fuck out of here, Jesus.
Next door, I got a couple that's been together 65 years, and he can't even stay. So.
Yeah, but were they in a play together? Because that chemistry is palpable. What if her other boyfriend shows up? He's like, damn, Jamie, actually respect. Yeah, he goes to a different high school, so.
Yeah. Shane's like, what are you, a friend? He's like, no, we've been tapping. You've had sex with her? Like, yeah, dude, a ton.
Dude,
like, you haven't?
Freak. What? And the reverend's in the room. He's like, she is.
Yeah, like, the guy's like, I didn't even want it either. She came on to me. Can you believe it? Like, no, I can't, actually.
She almost broke my dick, if you know what I'm saying. This is blowing my mind right now.
I wasn't even gonna come visit her, but there's just so much shit she does that no other girl will do. That, just in case that 1% chance she pulls through, I want to, get my ducks in a row.
It's weird. I haven't seen her dad in anything else. Actually,
no. This is her dad saying, like, basically, hey, I don't know if everything I said is real or not. So you might close your eyes and nothing happens.
Look, now that you actually can't live your life any differently, I wanted to apologize for how I raised you. Now that it's too late for you to make any changes. Oh, thanks, Dad. That's really sweet. And sounds not at all like it's just about you making yourself feel better.
Yeah.
No, it's not me trying to cope with the grief of being a bad father to you on your deathbed.
Yeah, he is in literally nothing else. It seems like one of those cases where he either acted as a side gig or he did it once and decided not to like it, and now he like runs a Lowe's.
All right, Peter. Oh my God, his last name is Coyote.
like in real life.
That's what it says.
He
He's in
sounds like a a singer at like a blues lounge.
he's in Patch Adams and Aaron Brockovich, according to this.
Peter Coyote and the Gamblers playing Saturday night at 7.
Yeah, he's done a lot of like TV work and
Patch Adams and Aaron Brockovich. Haven't seen those movies often enough to know what he played in those.
oh, Belinda.
Gosh, just khakis and the green V-neck. The shirt underneath doesn't really match, but that doesn't matter. Like, Belinda, listen, it does look like Jamie's pulling through, so, maybe we should just talk about where we went wrong.
Belinda, don't take this the wrong way, but I would like to keep you on the practice squad while Jamie battles
When
this.
Bledsoe got hurt, the Patriots just didn't, fold up the season. They just went with Brady. And look where that got him.
While Jamie battles this horrible disease. I just want you to be ready, so stay loose. Not literally, but Sorry about the Flyers. Yeah, they actually said at the hospital that the trauma from that probably accelerated their death.
Took a couple weeks off her life.
Yeah,
so.
no, but hey, you said sorry, so. And if we're being honest, it was a pretty shitty Photoshop job too. Which I'm actually more offended by.
She still looks hot. Like this isn't really seeping in.
She looks like she's I feel sorry for leukemia right now. She's kicking its ass.
If that's what leukemia looks like, then sign me up. Okay.
All right, I have my last Horns fun fact is about this scene. When Jamie gives Landon her mother's book, she says, "Don't worry, it's not a Bible." In the novel by Nicholas Sparks, Jamie gives him her mom's Bible with her favorite passages underlined. And the only reason I put this in here, I wondered why they changed it. Maybe because they didn't want it to become some like religious
they take so many royalties from books to movies that I don't know. There's so much shit that gets lost in translation that I'm not even sure. And they might have done it because it's a better. Well, yeah. I mean, religious movies maybe would turn some people off, but also, it might just be better conversation lines. I don't know.
But he's like, "Why don't you read it to me? You can't read, can you, Landon?" What? I can read. I love reading. 1 Corinthians, really?
It'd be rough, man. You're part of a smaller high school and you made your choice with a chick. I mean, there's not many chicks left. It's going to be a long senior year.
Yeah, because like you can't even date again. Like it just looks fucked up if you do.
When her dad's a preacher, and I mean, they'll show a little bit. I think he keeps going over his house. Like, no, it's like, listen, I'm dating this girl named Tiffany. Yeah, she's in church. She looks kind of skanky. Like, yeah, she is. Trust me.
So you saw her.
That's pretty tame compared to what she wears Friday night. I'll tell you that.
Let me just say, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Flesh is nature's most delicious fruit. All right.
And it was a bountiful harvest. All right, you need to stop. You thought through all these analogies before you came. I didn't. I swear that one was off the cuff.
So Offset, who do you think was just like, this is going to catapult my career? Shane West or Mandy Moore?
So I don't exactly remember, but I feel like Mandy Moore was pretty well established when this came out, right?
I think she's just a pop singer. She wasn't in anything else actress-wise.
I mean, this thing has all of the makings to be Shane West like catapulting role.
Shane West is probably thinking like, dude, I'm gonna be the next Leo DiCaprio. I mean, that's got to be what he's thinking.
Armie Hammer in Lone Ranger. He's like, dude, this is fucking it, bro. Get a good look at this ass because it's about to climb all the charts.
I mean, they're letting me wear white beaters and belt buckles and necklaces. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, what? I'll probably be the next Batman.
Dude, I bet he had some superhero gigs lined up.
Could have saw him as Spider-Man, Peter Parker, maybe.
That with the Lacoste shirt. He's like, yeah, you Lacoste me a night with that blonde chick last time.
So his dad didn't really abandon him. They just got divorced, basically, is all that happened, I think.
That's what I'm saying. They just
And his mom got custody.
his dad apparently got Jamie moved to a nicer hospital, like a cancer treatment center.
Yeah.
But he didn't tell Landon.
He finally came through for me, Dad. He's like, Landon, I've always, like, I'm literally 10
Landon,
blocks down.
it makes no goddamn sense what you're saying. We have dinner every Sunday night.
This is something, too, that movies from books, I bet there's a huge, deeper story in the book that really explains this, but in the movie, they just rush it because they're like, listen, we got to get this under 2 hours. But
yeah, that
this
seems
makes
like one
no
of the
sense at all.
Casualty. Yeah, him and his dad. Like, even when he just first shows up at the play, you're like what? It just feels like teen angst for teen angst.
God, he's just working all night.
This is really bad acting for like the hard worker scene. Or act like you're trying to draw, like right angles and shit. Yeah.
Looks like Tony Stark in the cave. He's like, I think I got it.
Exactly.
How old school is this lamp that is like you couldn't just bring a flashlight? Like, or I think the outside lights are on anyway.
It's like when you're done, I'm going to take you down to the old mill that the Hardy Boys explored in 1914. No, I think I'll keep drawing the designs.
I'm buying the love story a little more now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think one thing that works about this movie is they do have so much time on screen together.
Yeah.
Like
their chemistry is really good. Like I buy it.
It's very slow and methodical. Like it's not like there's one moment they have where all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're in love, which a lot of these films tend to do.
I mean, we can compare it to Twilight for sure. Like Edward Cohen, like Pattinson, and whatever the hell her name is. Like I don't buy them at all, but this I do.
Well, they were just fucking, I think,
Were they dating?
Pattinson and her?
Yeah, Kristen Stewart?
Yeah, they were like on again, off again for like 6 years.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
And their chemistry sucked. Makes no sense.
I mean, I just don't think she's a good actor.
I mean, he's phenomenal, so must be her.
He's like, oh yeah, it does work. I guess I built a badass telescope.
And up there you can see those are missiles coming for our planet. UFOs.
Yeah, that's Russia launched those.
What if this connects into Armageddon? Like they're the first ones to see the rock and call it in?
Shit. And this really gratuitous love story now is tacked on the end.
God, that'd be sick.
Fuck.
So they saved the planet, Mandy Moore. No, she's dead, but they saved the planet.
They're looking up at the stars. He's like, do you think Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler are looking at these same stars? She's like, what? That's a really random pairing of people, but yeah.
It's a miracle these two didn't start dating.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like a lot of times too, like their publicists were kind of like pressuring them to date.
Yeah.
Also.
And it's a miracle that Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler didn't start dating too, because Affleck has dated everyone.
Yeah, that he works with. So they're getting married now, Matt. I think part of the deal was he didn't want her to die.
I forgot they get married.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, like, whatever.
And again, this is one of those things where I'm sure the book fleshed it out a little bit more, like the importance to Jamie and her family to do this. But in the movie, it's not like thrown in, but it sort of just kind of feels like
kind of just seems like to me he's doing it just so he can get laid before she dies, but whatever.
That's crazy. You think a 17-year-old kid is just thinking about sex all the time?
And where's Daryl Hannah to be like, listen, I don't know. I know you're in love and you got that sucks, but if she lived, you probably would have broke up like a year from now.
So his dad goes from, let me pound on your door at 4 a.m., fuck off, to now he's your best man. All right. We mended that fence quick. Crazy what a fucking $100,000
montage can do.
Yeah. Crazy what a throwing money at the problem can do, like transferring her to the correct medical facility.
But like it's incurable, right? So what really good does that do besides maybe just a comfier bed? I guess they make her last moments on Earth more comfortable, I
Yeah, I
guess.
think it's like she's in less pain, and I think
Okay.
also for him and his dad, it was just like a gesture of like I care. I'm trying to help you. That was the chick from the play, right?
Yeah. I love that switch footnote, Jeff. I didn't know that. That's really interesting.
Yeah, well, this was, and you always talk about this. This was back when like a band would do like half of the soundtrack of a movie. Like Blink
Oh
182
yeah.
has like 4 songs on the American Pie soundtrack.
Yep.
I miss those days.
So they're like
Again,
probably 16, 17. Okay.
yeah. I don't know what legal age is in North Carolina. That place is a mess.
It's a mess.
So bring your brooms. The handheld camera out the door. This is great.
So movies that you have to watch with your significant other. This one, not that bad. I'd rather watch this than The Notebook.
Yeah, I think number one, this being more contemporary helps. Like things are more relatable. But two, it's the Notebook just feels like so contrived, man. Like no person it actually does any of the shit that
No.
happens in that movie. This feels pretty authentic.
I mean, even the Virginia, North Carolina state line thing is like that's something a guy would do, to
Yeah.
have a girl put out for him. It makes sense.
Yeah, that's probably one of the corniest parts, but I agree. Definitely within the realm of.
The Notebook just seemed, and it's interesting you said those are from the same author. I know they're movies, so the director can do whatever. I'm just taking what the consideration is from the movies. The Notebook just seems to take itself way too more serious
Yeah.
than this.
So now he returns to her father's house. I don't know who that is. That's his slam piece now, or does he is has the God business gone so well he can afford a nanny?
It's probably a little bit of both. She just is helping out, with me and with the house. Yeah,
Just
know
just
what I
to
mean.
good to have another set of hands around here. I bet it is.
God, those
Haha.
Doc Martens too. Those shoes weighed 18 pounds each.
Worth it.
You come to talk about the one time you banged my daughter again, how great it is. Yeah, every
Yeah.
every Saturday.
I actually wrote a poem about it this time if you want to read it. Oh, a poem. Okay, it's better than the drawings from last
Yeah,
time.
and way better than the video. I actually videoed too.
Yeah, which again, I'm sorry she didn't consent to that, but she was underage anyway, so was
Guess
I.
she never will, huh?
Oh, that's the book. Shit. Did he not know that she had written under the passages, maybe?
I don't fucking know. I'm just loving his outfit. It's weird. So he'll wear a wife beater and not button up the shirt, but he'll wear a button up collared shirt, but say I have to put a sweater over it. I just don't get his
Matt,
logic on stuff.
he just got into medical school, all right? So the game has changed.
You can't just wear a wife beater around, and take people's vitals.
Imagine if you could, though.
It's not the 70s anymore.
So that was actually a pretty good line where he's like, "I'm sorry she didn't get her miracle." He's like, "No, she did. It was you." Basically, like that. He gave her something to live for in the end, I guess.
He's like, thanks. He's like, well, I got a date with these twins, dating both of them actually. So
We'll see how it goes. They both. It's fun because they compete against each other for me, so it's a pretty good deal.
this movie sucks because afterwards, when you're taking your girl to go get ice cream or something, she'd be like, so if that happened to me, would you just be like Shane West and wait? I'm like, it's a fucking movie because Shane West would be dating someone else. He's Shane fucking West.
Yeah, they didn't show that part, did they?
He wouldn't just be staring at sunsets.
But you know what movie I want to see? Let's say she pulls through. Then what happens?
they have a kid and then they realize they don't really like each other and hate their life and get divorced. He ends up like his dad.
They get in a fight. He has a few too many whiskey sours one night and says, "I wish you would have fucking died."
That's why I love fucking Not Another Teen Movie at the end when he's like, "Listen, I mean, you're just gonna find me in some dorm with some whore. So I mean, what's the point really of this all?"
Oh,
God, is that it?
that's a walk to remember, man.
That is a walk to remember. What do you think of the final thoughts? As I said, I've seen this probably about 6 months ago, and I enjoyed it, man. It was pretty good.
I mean, we like joked through a lot of it, but not really making fun of the movie. But I like that movie a lot. I think it's well made. Like visually, it doesn't hold up that well, but there's a lot there. Like it's as far as Nicholas Sparks films go, that's probably definitely my favorite.
I mean, for what it is, a chick flick that,
Yeah, dude.
after you've watched The Departed and fucking Goodfellas and Pulp Fiction, and your wife's like, I want to pick a movie, that's not a bad one to watch. Like, I'll watch that one. That's fine.
Yeah, I could watch A Walk to Remember like every other year. I won't say like Banner, it's a once a year watch for me, but I enjoy the film.
It almost is for us. I watched it 6 months ago, and again, Jesus Christ, this is
We need
not
help.
turning out very good. All right, guys, we've been the Bro4 Squad. Our website, bro4squad.com. Whatever you're checking us out on right now, YouTube, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, please subscribe to us so you don't miss any of our content. Twitter at Bro4Squad is where you can tweet us questions. We can answer them on air on our episodes we do weekly. And Letterboxd is where you can catch all our reviews. Until then, I'm Matt, he's Jeff, and we will see you next time.
I gotta go try and dig up some of my thermals. Gotta get back.
I want to go to like Walmart so see if they even sell wife beaters anymore.
Yeah, you'd have to go to like the undershirt section or buy like the package.
I still don't think I can find them. They'd just be like, oh, they're over there by the